Thank you. My name is Rev. Kondolo, a minister in the United Church of Zambia. I was trained by the then United Church of Zambia Theological College, currently the United Church of Zambia University. I was licensed in 1998, and upon completion, I was stationed in Wingu Consistory, which is under the Northern Presbytery. So I was there until 2000. 2000, when the church thought that they returned me to the theological college as a staff in training. And since then, I have been at the UCZU Theological College and University as a lecturer. And apparently, before I answered the call, I was coming from the teaching background. Professionally, I'm a teacher. I taught at primary school and secondary school, and then, yes, went to train as a minister. So that's that. When I was at UCZ Theological College as a lecturer, the church decided, of course, to equip me with more teaching skills and sent me to various institutions of learning to acquire the kind of knowledge that the church wanted me to have, so that I truly become a facilitator at our highest learning institution. So I've been there since 2000, and I've been privileged to serve in almost all the offices at the UCZ University. I've held various responsibilities, and to mention some of the responsibilities that I've held at the institution include fieldwork coordinator, dean of student affairs, of course even chief librarian, and academic dean, and yes, the latest one where I even retired from the office as Vice Chancellor of the United Church of Zambia University, where I served for all the 2 terms. And apparently, I did even serve 2 years in that office as Vice Chancellor, just to get hold of the office before the church did appoint me officially to begin serving the office with the usual terms. So in other words, I've served in that office of Vice Chancellor for 10 years. And I must say that, yes, I'm the Vice Chancellor, the first Vice Chancellor of the UCZ University.
Allow me to take this opportunity to introduce the principal of UCZU University College, the Rev. Kapembwa Kondolo. Sir, you are welcome, and thank you for honoring us with your presence.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have come to the right place for the pursuit of your education. And I want to proudly say that you are the student of choice at the University of Choice. We are an academic institution and in an academic environment. Therefore, you are expected to attend classes, all students. You are expected to undertake assignments, and you are expected to undertake examinations as directed by your lecturers. I want to tell you that we will not be kind to those who fail to meet our academic benchmarks. No, we are a private public university, and therefore society expects a lot from us, and we want to make a grade. We're not going to tolerate any kind of laziness in as far as academic performance is concerned, but make sure that you reach out and interact with others who are not of your discipline, because university education is a holistic and wholesome experience. After all, it's a family. This is a university college family. So, you are. However good your goals are, you cannot achieve them if you lead a reckless life devoid of order. I want to underscore the fact that nothing good comes out of indiscipline. Remember also that all good things come through hard work and dedication.
And I'm glad because the institution, yes, has been able to train men and women for ministry, both clergy and diaconal workers who are doing very well in the field, and that itself, I do thank God. I do thank God for that kind of ministry which He has gifted me. And I do thank God because that has been my ministry throughout my life and work in the United Church of Zambia. I'm married, blessed with 3 children, and yes, I'm married to Margaret Kondolo, and together God has graciously blessed us with 3 children. Yes, before I went to Mindolo to train as a minister, we were basically residing in Luansha. That's where I was serving as a teacher at Kumashiba High School. And upon receiving the call, that's when we shifted to Kitwe, Mindolo. Life in a congregation was very enriching. We had a very rich experience in the congregation, though time was too short. I'm talking about less than 2 years serving as a minister in charge of Luwingu main congregation. So I was a minister in charge of well above 60 congregations, and I did enjoy my ministry as a minister because it was almost every day practicing my ministry. There was no particular day which was assigned that this is a Sunday when we need to gather as Christians and worship God, but each and every day was a day to administer sacraments here and there. And apparently what really helped me so much was the initiative that I had to bring together the people who were heads of departments in various government departments in the district. So I managed to bring them so close to myself. So they helped me in terms of the use of their precious facilities, mobility, and so on and so forth, to make my ministry within that period of time very easy. Because moving from one congregation to another was not at all easy, because we are talking about the nearest congregation from the main congregation being about 10 kilometers. well, you can cycle there, but further than that, I needed either a motorbike or a car, and so these friends of mine, heads of departments in the government offices, really facilitated with mobility, and I was able to meet the demands of the district in terms of church ministry. Yeah, so it's a pity that I left the district as a minister within that short period. Well, it's God's plans. When God has decided, there is nothing that one can do other than just responding to the will of God. At the training institution, I think I found teaching the would-be clergy and other church workers also very interesting ministry, because it's a ministry where you interact with the students coming from a diverse background and yet very mature in the Christian faith. And sometimes you may think that you know it all, but the students themselves are able to impart more knowledge in you as a lecturer. So I have learned a lot from the students that I have taught, because basically I cannot say that students I taught got everything from what we were saying as lecturers, but also as lecturers I think we learned a lot from the students, because basically you are talking about students who are coming from their own professionals. Very few are coming straight from school, but majority of them are coming from well-established professionals. They are technocrats and very rich in nature. And that's where from time and again I've said, maybe as a church, God willing, we'll be able to reach a time when the church will be able to appreciate the skills that the students come with them, and we place them accordingly so that the church can be able to use these skills. Mention a few of them. You talk about healthy practitioners. These are people coming from the medical background. You talk about generalists. You talk about teachers. You talk about engineers. You talk about servicemen and women coming from the defense and security forces. You talk about lawyers, an assortment of skills. They are there, they come to train as ministers, clergy, and other church workers. But unfortunately, something that we should lament as a church, once we license them, we seem to forget completely about their professions, and it's so sad anyway. If the church could tap these skills and make use of them, I'm sure would flourish as a church. I know somebody may argue that they are called to ministry and they've left their nets and they should just do what they are called of. I think even the skills that they have God given, and probably God would want them to widen their nets, even using their skills. I think we will be somewhere if, as a church, we did utilize the skills the students come with. Basically, that's my other interesting part, just interacting with students, these students coming from diverse background. Yes, of course, even the teaching staff. Now, very enriching indeed as a staff. When you meet, I remember those jovial moods when you meet at tea break in the staff room, then you joke, laugh, socialize together. It was such a wonderful experience at the training institution, and I would love just to go to continue inspiring those who are even there to do likewise, in seeing to it that the kingdom of God is extended through the training institution. Yes, currently I'm on sabbatical leave, pending my retirement, which should come shortly. I'm being hosted by Zambia Open University, where and graciously Zambia Open University has accommodated me, and they give me the support which I really need. No regrets at all, and yes, I'm kept busy. Doing research, looking at several other unpublished work which I've done so far, which probably at the end of my sabbatical leave I'll be able to get them published, and also working on a very long project which I intend to publish. I'm in the School of Education. That's where I am at Zambia Open University. It's such a very interesting time also to be with scholars of high caliber at the institution. I'm learning a lot, interacting with them and having time with them. Yeah, at the time when I was at UCZU University Theological College, then my initial years, I think I experienced very good rapport with members of staff and students. And when you talk about members of staff, it was an assortment of people coming from diverse background. The institution had quite good support in terms of mission partners coming from all over the United Church of Zambia partners. You can talk about the Church of Scotland, the United Church of Canada. You can talk about the Methodist and many others. So the ecumenical flavor was so nice to an extent that we cherished it, and we lived as a family. But unfortunately, that is no longer there, and there are challenges to that effect, because our partners have their own challenges. Just as we as a church, we have our own challenges, and the major challenge is to do with the finances, to support these partners. So our partners, they can no longer support the mission partners as they used to support them then. Today, we can only have a few of them at the institution as compared to the other years, the initial years. That is one of the reasons. The other reason, I may want to speculate, of course, is that there's a time for everything. I think the mission partners, I've seen it that we are now old enough to take charge of our own affairs. So they were supporting us with expertise, and now somehow they think we have our own. But then That could not be a very strong reason indeed, because we would argue that we still need this kind of fellowship. Whether you are old or young, one needs to still mingle with others. After all, our motto, all one in Christ, will speak to that when we talk about all being one in Christ. It's not only the people in the United Church of Zambia, it's even beyond the borders of the church, beyond the borders of the nation. So we need each other, we need one another. It's a ministry of one another, and we need to support one another. Just like as members of the United Church of Zambia, we would go out there to support our mission partners, and equally we need them to support us. So it's a high time that even our mission partners, maybe they did a rethink where they will begin sending expertise of different fields to the training institution just to come and help us in one way or the other.